Okay.
We've got Nathanael in my house, and he is the owner of Colour Factory. Which is considered one of the best clubs in London, I believe. Shout out you. According to Time Out. It's a credible source. It's a very credible source. And you also are the co-owner of Jumbie.
So me and Bradley. Bradley Zero.
So you're the sole owner of Colour Factory.
I am.
So tell me about Colour Factory you've done.
So Colour Factory opened in 2020.
So it's quite new.
It's really new.
So
yeah,
it's quite a hard time to open
it. It was to open a club. You've got to be a bit nuts anyway.
So was Colour Factory always the dream?
Yeah, like a space with some food and like for me, I'm from music background.
But your family are from St
Kitts.
St Kitts.
St Kitts. As far as we know, we keep saying it, but it's never been corrected. So I think it's true. But we are Colour Factory's the only large, and I say large by MBT standard, plus 1,000 capacity, the only large black-owned nightclub in London.
The only black-owned club in London, and you're doing that by yourself, which is kind of mad.
Yeah, I'm doing it myself. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, but initially more, you know.
Yeah.
There's it's tough, but there's opportunities for people to be able to take.
Yeah. Why do you think there only is one? And why do you think you've managed to do it? What's the secret, Nathaniel? Well, give us the secret. We want the tea. I want to know how. How have you done it?
I think it takes investment to do it. The Caribbean community and the Black British community has not traditionally had access to investment. But I think with the success of lots of sort of black-owned nightclubs who do some really interesting stuff, and black-owned restaurants now that are popping up, I think that investment and investors are looking to the community to actually invest more and to do more.
Yeah.
You know, I think
there's like a demand from the public, right, as well. So like that's why it kind of works to market as black-owned, because people are just quite fatigued with. People just want their own narrative told. It's
so great that there's a Coco and like, you know, the first black woman.
Chisora,
got a Michelin star. This is amazing and it's so good. It's just a positive outlook and all it can do is turn heads of investors.
And I guess it's like a kind of domino effect, right? Right, can we slow this down?
It's all alive.
I feel like I need a timeline of what's going on.
Okay.
I need a linear story here. Okay. Sadly, your parents died at quite a young age. Yes. How old were you when you lost both your parents?
9 and 14. I didn't go to school between the ages of 13 and almost 15 because I got expelled and they just forgot a fight that went badly. Yeah.
When you get fostered by a family that you know.
Yeah, 14, 16.
Get really into ice skating. Obviously quite sick.
That's okay.
I mean, he started playing professionally. So he started playing professionally.
Yeah. Went to university. Yeah. Did my A-levels at night school. Got just enough sort of corner place. Moved to London, started playing music. Playing and stuff. Did 2 master's degrees. And ended up getting a boat.
How old are you this time?
25, 26. And then sailed it back. I lived on that boat for 5 years. Ended up like fixing the boat up and then selling the boat a lot more.
Oh shit, you made money?
Used that money to start Colour Factory, which gave us the money to start Jumbie. And here we are.
Oh my god, everything's... Yeah. If we'd roll this CV out, I think it's like, it's quite... It's a good CV you've got.
Good
very good CV.
Some black.
It's got that kind of like Americanized, like rags to riches story to it, really, hasn't it? Like the whole thing's got this like. You've got a bit of a fight in there. You've got an expulsion, and we've got some of this. Then we've got the boat trip.
I've got to win a rap battle. That's what I've got to do.
You do have to win a rap battle.
That's what's missing.
The only thing is like maybe you're a drug dealer.
No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, I'm going to interrupt you because
good, I'm glad.
I got lots of food and I'm starving him. Should we open the food together?
Let's go.
So we've got some oxtail and rice and peas. And we also have brown stewed chicken, which kind of looks the same.
You can tell the oxtail's good. It's got the butter beans in it.
I actually prefer it without.
Oh really?
Yes. Okay. I'm not a big butter bean fan. What do you guys like? I feel like it's a bit controversial, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like Caribbeans don't get the rep for fried chicken that they deserve.
It's a staple. It is a
staple.
But
it's like, I feel like it's not a thing that's like considered that much. Chicken patty, you can put that on your plate.
Thank you very much.
A saltfish fritter.
I'll take it.
It's piling up. It's piling up, Nathaniel.
I have to eat it all, right?
You're not allowed to leave about. Are you a round dumpling person or a flat dumpling?
I'd actually say that this is a bake. This is a St. Lucian bake, so there's a bit of a controversy around dumplings. So Jamaicans call these dumplings.
Yes.
I'm got it wrong here. St. Lucians call them bakes,
Right.
And in St Kitts we call them Johnny Coke. Usually St Lucian bakes, they'll be flat like this, and you cut them and put fillings in them.
Oh yes, I love those.
They're good.
They're so good. With like saltfish in. What should we call this today then? Johnny cake?
No, you know what? No, it's from St Lucian bakery. Let's call it a bake. It's a bake today.
This is a bake. This is not a dumpling. It's not a Johnny cake. It's a bake.
It's a cake.
Nathaniel's spoken. Do you know what this is? Do you know?
I reckon they're sprats.
Little tiny, kind of like anchovies.
Yeah.
And then they came with some onions and like freshness. We also have suya. Okay. Oh, I also got you a supermalt.
I love a supermalt.
Let's crack them.
Yeah. Is it a twister though?
I get worried about twist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll twist yours.
Twist mine. Got a man in the building. Yes.
Cheers.
Ooh, the like syrupy sweetness of it. Are you happy with this? Oh no, you like the oxtail, don't you? We're gonna swap that.
I do.
Do you think there's too much food I've given you?
Well, the glucose goddess says that we should eat vegetables and proteins before carbs, apparently.
I didn't get any. It's lacking some greens, isn't it? Even a coleslaw or something would freshen this baby up.
I'm in a beige mood. You know what? There's a bean there. It's a butter bean. That counts.
That counts.
That counts. Okay.
One of you 5 a day just in that bean.
No more. No more bite. Yep. It's a good oxtail. I'd say it's a little bit over-salted, but that's...
Over-salted?
That's common.
Don't you just love the smell of fried breast?
I love a festival.
Do you? I feel like I'm a dumpling girl. I don't like the sweetness of it. I want it to be dessert or it's not.
Okay.
It's not the best.
It's not the best. It's not the best. Not the greatest.
Not the greatest. The batter's not giving too much for me.
I feel bad about giving
bad reviews.
Bad reviews back in a restaurant.
I know, I always think that, but you've got to be honest. Okay, try a suya.
A bit dry.
It is dry.
I didn't know about the onions, about how they sweeten it up.
You need the acidity, I guess, to like pull through.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Did you try smoke style?
Yeah, well. Yum.
Sprats.
Sprats.
Yeah.
It's quite bony. Quite like it. Very fishy.
Is it? Yeah. Is it a sardine? Is a sprat a sardine? I almost want to Google it. I almost want to find out.
We're going quite off topic. This is such a stupid interview. I want to
can't
talk to you
help
about black businesses and you're just like, Google a sprat. Oh my god, it comes up. Is a sprat a sardine?
Okay.
A sprat is not a sardine. Though they're both in the herring family.
Okay. They're cousins.
Yeah, it's a cousin.
Okay.
Maybe a brother.
Brother.
Okay, so we've eaten.
Yeah.
Everything was quite average.
I'm happy you say that. I can confirm that.
I haven't fed you well today, have I?
No, it's been average, so I can say it's slightly above average.
I think it has been average. Damn! The lesson learned is you can't really reheat Caribbean food.
Yeah, and don't be late.
And don't be late. He was an hour late, to be honest. So this isn't mine.
That'll do it.
He was an hour late. I forgot about that. So this isn't a you problem,
Yeah,
really.
it's a
I was eating all this food that unfortunately was served subpar and cold because you're in.
I was like, okay.
So it's
I
like,
should have said that.
I feel like, did you need to have black timing?
Like BBT?
Yeah. You knew it was a black interview, so
I was like, fuck it.
Fuck it. What's an hour?
Just sit at home.
What's an
Stare
hour?
at the wall.
Jumby apparently haven't had the pleasure of trying it yet. 100% going around after this. Apparently you guys do the best
Oxtail doubles. I would highly recommend them. So we have well-fed Naz. Naz, who's amazing. And she is half Jamaican, half Turkish.
Oh my god, that's such a good mix.
Yeah, so she sort of uses that heritage to sort of build some interesting stuff. Wow. But again, it's not strictly Caribbean, but it borrows a lot from all the small islands. So we're actually starting a rum brand. Jumby was originally supposed to be a rum. The name's like from a sort of a folklore that came from Africa and made its way to the Caribbean.
Right.
In my great granddad and grandmother were slaves in St Kitts. And then they ended up working on a rum plantation. There's such a massive history of like, again, colonial slave ownership over rum. What we want to do is really sort of retell that story. We looked everywhere to try and find a black-owned distillery. What we didn't want to do is buy from companies that were traditionally involved in slavery.
Yeah, of course, which is quite hard.
Really hard. We looked all over the world. Went to West Coast of Africa, in Ghana, Abidjan, in Cote d'Ivoire, trying to look for an African distillery. Couldn't find one. Dominique, asking around in St Kitts, went over to Guadeloupe. We found out that there's one black-owned distillery in the Caribbean. I managed to get in touch with them.
Yeah.
I said, can we buy the base rum from you? We want to own the whole production process. They said, sorry, we only make rum for ourselves. And I said, do you know of any other black-owned distilleries in the world? No. So we have just bought and installed our own distillery in Peckham.
You guys are insane and I'm obsessed with it. It actually takes though, isn't it?
It's what it takes,
I feel like, can we take a moment for the perseverance of that though? Like it was like supposed to start out as a rum brand, and like the incessant research to go find like which are black owned distilleries, like that's just not a story, like that is long. That is so long.
It's long.
It's a mission, and it's not cutting corners, and it's not easy. Like that is not easy. So I think another thing that I've noticed is Colour Factory has a late license. So not only are you a black-owned business, but you also have a late license.
You do.
Which is quite hard. I feel like the London nightlife scene to me is defined by you need a bloody ticket.
Yeah.
And you can't get anywhere past sometimes 12, maximum 2 a.m. Is that right?
Police licensing laws.
Damn.
Yeah. We're apparently in a sort of lax period of licensing laws, but it doesn't feel like it. I think called the 1994 Criminal Justice Bill, and it came as a response to people throwing sort of illegal raves. And the 1994 Criminal Justice Bill said that no more than 2 people can gather in a public space with amplified speaker equipment.
What? This was like a response to the 90s like rave scene, basically.
Yeah. So that's why you can't like just go and like put up a sound system and just like dance with your friends in the street. It's like it's anti-dance law. So in order to do something like Notting Hill Carnival, to do something like just throw like a party, you need to apply to the police and the local council, and they need to give you permission to do it. And a club has like obviously a premises license, so it's all a bit draconian and really fucking weird.
So
if you think about it.
Why is it so dry? Like people just want to dance, just let the people dance.
They need a license to dance.
Are you a good dancer?
No.
Why? I'm not a good dancer either. I feel like it's quite embarrassing being mixed race and a bad dancer. Back to the seriousness.
Get a late license for a club is more and more difficult. With Jumbie, we got really lucky. Peckham do not allow late licenses at all. So we had to go get a barrister and put our case forward, opened it up to a Southwark Council residents. Actually broke Southwark's website because there were so many people like filled out the form. We got 700 letters. The solicitors said that they've never seen anything like this before. So like
it's so community back.
Yeah. So yeah, we fought and obviously we won and we were able to stay open till 2 a.m. and that's all it was. Literally going from midnight to 2 a.m. And it took all that. It cost us about £10,000 in solicitor fees and barrister fees in order just to do that.
It cost them £10,000 just to stay open from 12 p.m. till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I think this is just more like testament to like any time we're on a night out, as Nathanael said, you've got to fight for your right to party. So you guys been hopping around the world to try to find a black-owned distillery. You are constantly battling with the council to try and keep your licence open. You managed to get 700 signatures just to get Jumbie past 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. You started your business actually in COVID, which is insane. Started it as a kitchen and then managed to, in 2020, like guys, remember 2020? Do you remember like you couldn't even go to the park with 6 people? And he managed to open as the largest black-owned club in COVID, or like post-COVID. When we were all social distancing, like you had the foresight to be like, also that's so in the where the world's heading. Everyone else was quite terrified. You were like, ooh, what's next? And also kind of then used your own skill set and like the kind of passion you have for music to tap into that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it's thank you.
But I feel like I'm like I'm not joking. Like this is really impressive, and I feel like even sitting here with you, like you just have such a chill, calm energy. What drives you?
I don't really know. I think
because I feel like this is what I kind of want to really stress is we all just say stuff.
Yeah, but saying stuff is really good. Like because if you don't say stuff, wouldn't this be?
No, it's good to say, but it's better to do, right?
It starts in the intention. Starts in
true.
About it.
What you like manifesting?
Yeah, because you've got it.
Did you manifest this?
So I guess I thought it and then talked about it with people and then worked together with people to make it happen.
What do you think that's the secret is collaboration?
For sure. Getting good people to work with. So like behind the scenes, really I'm like trying like 50 things and they're all fucking up, but then one of them will work.
Interesting. How many things would you say that have failed?
Um
What's your biggest failure? It's the worst thing
I
you've
think
ever
it's
done.
also worse. Yeah, classic. I love this one. So, back into the...
Like, shame.
I think they happen constantly in the day, you know, like, they happen, like, little things, Val, like, you try to,
Oh,
like...
I want something shocking.
A shocking
Right,
failure.
so, I don't want to know that you didn't order
What's
your
a shocking
cups at the
failure?
club.
I did all the cups, and then we had to run round.
And then we had to run around, we had
find
to
the cups,
run to
and we got the
Waitrose
cups.
to get the cups.
Yeah. We've got to Little.
Oh,
Little,
yeah.
Biggest failure. I mean, not the biggest failure of recent time. I wouldn't call it a failure, but I mean, one of the things, you know, we opened Mocco.
Oh, yes.
Anything, you know, I wouldn't call it a failure. I feel like this was just a learning experience because we went there. We didn't know how long we were going to be there, but I feel as though Tottenham wasn't quite ready for what we were doing. And
I like that though, it was sick.
Yeah, we had so many wicked nights. There's countless successes in that. There's also lots of the collection of failures as well, that where we just sort of, it's called learning experiences.
Yeah,
you know, where we're like, yeah, we're going to try and do this, oh, we can't really do that. Like, let's try this, oh, that kind of works, but then let's try that, oh, that kind of didn't work.
That's it, isn't it, what you're just doing? Whatever
Yeah.
you've just said, like whatever he's just said is it. That is the essence of
That's
why
it.
how you've done it.
Don't,
Because
don't be afraid to fail. You
even
know?
just think of that wording. Like you haven't even allowed yourself to call that a fail,
Yeah.
which it isn't.
Yeah, which is not a
obviously.
fail, yeah.
But like, there's no like beating yourself up. There's no like. It's just like we move on to the next thing.
Yeah, what was the next thing?
It's
Yeah,
just
that's
like
it.
inbuilt resilience.
Yeah, a bit of perseverance and resilience, yeah.
Perseverance. And also just, it seems like you just have fucking fun with it. You just seem to be
do.
really having fun.
I do have fun. I do have fun. And you know, if you're not having fun, no matter what you're doing, if you're not having fun, you know, then what's the point? You know, anything could end at any point.
Yeah.
It will end. So if you're not having fun during the, I think it's good to not lose touch with your like childhood, like your childhood self.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So you've got like your inner child there.
Yeah. Because it's just so
Like curious inner child who's just like beating.
Yeah, because I think you lose it. You know, you end up fucking, you end up going 9 to 5. You end up going to like, you know, to go to school and you're told to like cross your arms and like put your finger over your lips and shut up. And then you're like you learn to go 9 to 5 and everything becomes like, you know, the mortgage, the house, and everything becomes very serious. You have to operate in a certain way. Not to say I'm not serious sometimes and.
Well, everything you've achieved is quite serious though, isn't it? It seems to be like an undertone for you of just kind of like, no, I am going to do it.
Yeah, there's definitely, I'm going to do it.
What's that about? How do you do that? Come on, give us a secret. I need to know. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I think like people say, I hate when people say like, oh, you're an entrepreneur. I hate that word.
Why?
You know, because it just feels a little bit...
Cringe.
Yeah, it's really cringe. If anything, I'm an opportunist.
Opportunist.
You know, so, I mean, looking for opportunities is good. You know? Opportunities in like, you know, when things are, you know.
But do you think that's just how your brain
but,
was, or do you think there's something else that's happened with that?
I don't know. Maybe it's some experiences, my lived experiences.
Yeah. But it's interesting though, because some other people's lived experiences could be the opposite sense. Like life can be really hard.
Life is fucking hard. Life is
hard.
fucking hard. Yeah, and it can be. Yeah, you can take a situation that happens to you. And you can. I guess you can move it.
Jig it around a bit. So you kind of chose your own hard, really, haven't you?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah, you've made the hard into an opportunity.
Yeah, I think everyone has to have hard. Like no one's gone through nothing. You know, you're gonna have your own sort of traumas, even if they're like might seem like hard to someone who's gone through hell.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's just how you approach them and like how you look for opportunities in those situations. At the same time, but I don't think everyone has to do that.
No, not at all.
There's this like thing, you know, like, you know, black excellency. I know that a lot of people sort of talk now about where's like black mediocrity, because you're allowed to be mediocre when you're white. You know.
But everyone wants a fucking side hustle now as well, don't they? Isn't like that is also quite exhausting.
Yeah, it's
also
exhausting.
quite like strangely hyper capitalist that you need to have like you constantly hustling. We're always fighting. We've got to be like doing our corporate job and then like what we're doing on the side.
This is it.
That like all of those different things. If like say someone's sat at home watching this and they're like, how do I do that though?
Yeah, I think it's going out as well, having trust in people, looking people in the eye, and then, you know, working with those people to like make something happen. I think that's more
realistic,
more valuable. Yeah, to be out out having
But it's
real
just
experiences.
it's bravery then, right?
Yeah, maybe it's bravery. Yeah, maybe it's bravery and looking forward.
Bravery, risk taking.
Yeah, risk taking. Yeah, and listen, there's lots of gambles that I've taken that could have ended like badly.
How do you think you've like created a space that communities like feel comfortable they want to go to?
When we first started, seriously programming after COVID,
Yeah.
we made a commitment of all of the shows that DJs we book, we'd always have at least one non-mass presenting person and at least one person of colour
Okay.
on the lineup. I'll be honest with you, we have come up short of that in the last year or so, but
that's a big feat to try and
accomplish. But for the first
like,
year or two, we 99% of the time we accomplished that. So promoters came and said, "Oh, we want to put this show on." It's like, well, no, you need to add, and you need to take away. It can't be an all-male lineup, or it can't be an all-white male lineup. If we encouraged them to change it, well, we told them you have to change it, or we should put the show on.
Yeah.
And when we were programming in-house, we always did that.
It's like not kind of going against your own principles, really, isn't it?
Yeah, shows we turned away, and it was like,
Why have we done that? Why have we done that? But that's where people go, though, right? That is where it's built.
Yeah, by sticking to our guns, we made some sacrifices, but it pays off in the end. But to do that and be honest as possible with what you set out to do. We always want to be a space for everyone, for all communities. The LGBTQ plus community is the heart and centre of what all nightlife is.
Yes.
Black queer communities created nightlife as a black owned venue from a community that is, I guess, subjugated, just to have allyship across all of those communities that also don't have a space. Don't have a space in the
But it's all these communities can kind of like live on the fringes who are always doing the coolest shit anyway, really. They're always doing the best things. It just then gets stolen and appropriated.
But also what I do want to say as well is that black owned and sort of LGBTQ plus owned spaces are something that I think is going to be the future. Because one thing we've done really well, one thing that like lots of like festival owners and club owners since COVID is like book loads of black and queer like artists, and it's definitely a nice trend.
But
and
the
vogue
money needs to go back
right
into
now. Because in the day, when you start tracing the money back up to the agencies and the management companies and the festival owners and the club owners, what do we see? We see like more often than not an old white man sitting there reaping the benefits of it. So I think the next step really for ownership of these festivals and clubs and the industry is going to come next.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Nathanael, what a vibe.